here then. It is Hardcore Holly, Molly Holly, and Crash Holly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. It's really good, that.
It's a bit obvious, isn't it?
Well, it's not your,
bit on the
finest.
money. It's not my best hour, that. I might dabble in the more obscure next time, I think.
Smells lovely.
Here's some news. A former WWE Intercontinental Champion is returning. CM Punk's next WWE Backstage appearance has been confirmed. And Jim Cornette's commentary replacement has been announced. More on that soon. Now listen! This ain't no make-believe! Go in slow motion, Adam. John Morrison is back in WWE.
That's right, this was announced on last night's WWE Backstage by Ryan Satin, confirming that John Morrison will soon be returning to the company. Morrison himself tweeted last night, "I've never been as good at anything as I am at wrestling, and I can't wait to stand in a hashtag WWE ring opposite the most talented people in the business." You're going to the wrong company, mate. I'm kidding.
This is once again WWE controlling the means of publication by announcing John Morrison signing with the company instead of, I don't know, having him turn up as a nice surprise.
The Rumble's coming up, isn't it? There's such an obvious opportunity here. And we can talk about John Morrison if you like, and I love his parkour.
I like the bit where he was angry with R-Truth for smoking.
Yes, that. His T-shirts, "We gonna eat your lunch," I think it said. Solid stuff.
Dirt Sheaf stuff was good.
Dirt Keith stuff was good.
Dirt Keith.
Yeah, no, I agree. Him and Miz. I hope they don't team them together again, because I think both of those guys are past that.
Yeah, definitely. We can talk about that, but you'd rather talk about something else.
I'd rather talk about the fact that this has been revealed on WWE Backstage, which is fine, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. They need people to watch their show, especially when Punk isn't on it. We'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, it just seems like a massive wasted opportunity, and we don't get enough surprises now. It's really, really rare that a surprise in WWE isn't like leaked on social media beforehand, or it's just like revealed in a dirt sheet or whatever. So I just think this is a little bit of a shame, and I know I'm saying that now. We've already reported that Morrison's probably coming back.
Yeah, but they don't tell us.
Yeah, we've forgotten.
Yeah, we'd have got away with it. You'd have got away with it if it wasn't for us meddling kids. Like, don't tell us that he's coming back. Yeah, you're right. I miss those days. But it's been a while since we've seen him. He left Impact in July, I do believe. He was having stem cell treatment for a little while. Right. Johnny Stem Cell, as he was better known for a brief period. And phenomenal run in Lucha Underground.
Yes.
That can't be understated. Just a great part of Impact Wrestling in sort of like a weird time for Impact, what I like to call the sticker era of Impact, where they had the GFW belt and they just had an Impact Wrestling sticker over the top of it.
Solid stuff.
Lads.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him coming back. I really am. I think he's gonna get lost in the shuffle very quickly.
That is it. It feels like one of those purchases which is, I just don't want AEW to buy it, so we're buying it instead. This feels a bit like Keeping Up with the Joneses type purchase. I mean, I'd love to be wrong. I'd always rather be happy than right. And I'd love for him to come in and just do really, really good things.
Yeah, me too.
We all benefit from that.
Me too, mate. You know what? There's a great feud in, like we talked earlier about, like not wanting to see him team with The Miz. I'd like to see him feud with The Miz very quickly and just have that, like, the Morrison being upset because he never captured the WWE title. Maybe there's a quest to the WWE title which Miz then foils or something like that. Heel Miz again, that would be lovely.
In fact, the last time he was on the telly box for WWE, he had a match with The Miz.
Is that right?
Miz beat him in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Is that right? I watched when Miz won the WWE title, he came backstage and Morrison's congratulating him backstage. But maybe I'm reading too much into this. You can see something in his eye where he's just not. That should have been me. That should have been me.
Oh, it could be.
There's a ready-made feud there, but there's a lot for him to do. But it's an already stacked roster. Mm-hmm. Good luck to the guy.
Too much wasted time, ain't gonna waste no more. Look who's back on Backstage next week. It's only flipping Clifford.
Do it properly, come on. Look at who is on WWE Backstage asterisk next week.
It's Clifford Michael Punk. CM Punk has confirmed his next appearance with the WWE as part of a Fox employee. Before you go off on one, shut up. Yes, he's back on WWE Backstage next week.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see the ratings from last week and this week without him on it, because at the moment it sort of feels like the CM Punk show, despite the fact that he's not there every single week. We're all just waiting to see the next time that CM Punk will
CM
show
Punk
up.
must be on the screen all the time. When he's not on the screen, people should be saying, "Where's CM Punk?" Exactly as it should be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he says. It's always interesting when he's on there. Also, he's taken a few shots at one Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan. So he was asked about Hulk Hogan, and when answering the question, he said, "I've met him, and I like him even less now. F him." Just thought I'd throw this in there because it's quite interesting.
Hulk Hogan has responded by saying it's come crashing down on his first side. He actually gave a little bit of an elbow in the ribs to John Morrison when Morrison put out that tweet saying, "I can't wait to stand in the ring opposite the most talented people in the business." CM Punk went, "Dude, Will Ospreay's in New Japan." There's a few things that CM Punk are tweeting out which fill me with joy at the fact that he isn't just towing a company line. Like yesterday, I noticed he tweeted it was the anniversary of him pooping his britches on SmackDown. And he made some comments about, hey, this is what happens when you get prescribed too much Z-Pack. So, like, he's still very much rolling with this. And I guess he can. He's a Fox employee.
There you go.
He can say whatever he likes.
For now.
Oh, until he makes that big return at the Rumble against John Morrison. Confirmed on the bump on a Wednesday morning in between funny segments with The Big Show. As well as John Morrison coming back and CM Punk popping up next week, we're seeing the backstage of return of Krista Joseph, a.k.a. Big Dick!
Monetization, you can't say Big Dirt. Big Love Length Johnson.
Big Love...
Remember him? The big guy got covered on oil sometimes. He's getting back to the WWE. Now, I wasn't really watching when Big Love Length Johnson was on our screens. Tell me a little bit more about him. I know the odd bit, and I've seen the odd segment, and I know he was really liked backstage as a writer as well. Very
liked backstage. So Krista Joseph was a writer during 2004 to around about 2010. And he did a lot of stuff. He was very popular with like Paul Levesque and the guys like that. Hence why he became Big Love Length Johnson.
That was his name.
He went away and he did stuff with Lucha Underground. He was starting work with MLW as well until he got the call to come home. I guess they put like a little chip in your head that when they press a button or like when sirens sing on the cliff edge, they just sort of start to make their way back. It's a good get to get him back in. Against somebody who gets that WWE style of writing and that pace. I was reading an interview about Eric Bischoff and he was talking about how he didn't really click with the style of writing and directing that WWE currently has. I believe Krista Joseph is one of those guys that does get it.
Right.
So he's a good get to get him back in. He's not the only person backstage that WWE have added to their roster this week, as Lance Storm started work as a producer on Monday.
Very exciting that, and I can't think of a better place for Lance Storm. I think it's a shame that he's shut his wrestling school because it was producing some really, really fantastic wrestlers, but you got to make a living, and I'm sure he did fine with the wrestling school, but you're going to make more with WWE, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Fair play to the guy. He's going to be giving back to the next generation of WWE superstars, so fair play to him. I like Big Love Length Johnson, the GIF, the Sandman.
Yeah,
where he's the beers coming out, classic stuff.
I mean, it's the inaugural Spunky Cock dance, really, isn't it?
I think I've been doing that for when was that? That was on an ECW show.
2006.
I've been doing Spunky Cock for at least 10 years. Oh, maybe it did predate. Oh God.
The Spunky Cane shot does predate the Spunky Cock dance a little bit, but I would imagine in terms of like long-term popularity, the Spunky Cock dance has overtaken it. Like nowadays, if you need something phallic to represent dancing with a spunky cock, you would probably look at Adam Pacitti rather than Big Love Length Johnson. This is wrestling news! Mum and Dad, this is what I do for a job. My brothers work in sales and have proper jobs. Didn't you say once that somebody did the spunky cock dance to you whilst you were getting on a train?
Yeah. I was looking out the train window. It was about to pull away. And this guy was making eye contact with me, and I was like, oh, okay, he must be a wrestling fan. So I was like, all right, mate, how's it going? And he nodded back. And then as the train started to depart the station, he just went... like that. It was like the scene in The Simpsons, with Mr. Bergstrom, is it? The You Are Lisa Simpson thing. It was like that, but with more jism.
That's amazing. I like that story. It's my favourite. And finally, Jim Cornette, who has left NWA, but we now have a replacement for Jim Cornette on NWA Powerrr and on their pay-per-view Into the Fire, which is next weekend.
That's right, and it's some good news.
Get it?
Yeah. It's Stu Bennett, formerly known, of course, as Wade Barrett. Very excited about this. I can't think of a much better replacement than Wade Barrett. He's proven that he can do just any on-mic stuff. Like he was the What Culture Pro Wrestling general manager. He did commentary for WOS as well, and he was the general manager, wasn't he? He did both.
I really enjoyed him doing commentary on Ultimate Beastmaster, I think it was.
I've not seen that.
It was great. So they have this like commentators row for Ultimate Beastmaster. It's on Netflix, and the English commentating team features Stu Bennett.
Nice.
And then a couple of doors down on the American commentary team, you've got CM Punk.
Oh,
which is rather spicy as a wrestling
They should
fan.
do a match.
Oh, they should have a match in the middle of the Beastmaster.
No,
he's very good as a mouthpiece in any variety in the wrestling world. He's excellent. I think it's a great get for them.
I'd love to see him come back and wrestle. I truly was. Obviously, he's one of like WWE's biggest missed opportunities, probably of the last like 10 years or so. I think he really had it all. And it's just quite clear that he really doesn't want to come back and wrestle anymore, and that's really sad. But you know, as long as he's happy, and I like the fact that he's sort of dipping his toe in here and there and doing the odd bit.
Yeah.
And he's a good fit actually, and he's friends with some of the guys there as well. I'm sure he's friends with lots of the guys, but him and Magnus used to wrestle on the Indies here in the UK, so that's cool as well.
He's incredibly tall.
He's a big boy. I've got a picture next to him. Interviewed him for What Culture before he did the WCPW stuff, and I'm really tall. I'm 6'4", as I've mentioned about 50,000 times, and he dwarfed me. He was like 2 or 3 inches.
Wow.
That's not dwarfing, is it? But he's a big boy. He's a big boy, and he's a bit more hench than me as well. A little bit.
Only slightly more so. Only slightly more so. Have a lovely day. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.